Hey there, welcome to another episode of Cooking with Violet Vixen. Today I'm cooking one of everyone's favourites, macaroni and cheese. This one is called light macaroni and cheese. There's a few steps to it, but once you get going, it's pretty easy. So these are the ingredients that we need. And then I've just been going through what else we need. We're going to need a saucepan of a large saucepan with boiling water for cooking the macaroni. We're going to need another saucepan to do the cheese sauce. We're going to need the oven, and we're going to need a large baking dish because once it's all come together, it's going in the oven to cook. So come on in. I'm going to talk you through these ingredients, and then I'll let you know how many saucepans and things you need. Let's go. Okay, so ingredients are as follows. 2¼ cups of skim milk. I don't normally use skim milk, however, I will use the rest of it up. Normally, when you go to make macaroni and cheese with skim milk, your cheese sauce doesn't go as thick. I found that out when I used to drink skim milk, which is one of the reasons why I have gone to low fat, long life milk, because it's still good for you without, being full fat. 2 tablespoons of corn flour, 2 teaspoons of mustard powder, 1 garlic clove finely chopped, I haven't chopped it yet, pinch of dried chili flakes, 1¼ cups of grated cheese. I keep the cheese in the bottom of the freezer, so this has been out for a while. It's freezing today though, so it's not frozen anymore though. 1/3 cup of fresh breadcrumbs. I'm just going to make that up. 1/3 cup should be 1 slice of bread. So I'm just using my grain bread because that's the bread that I eat now. It lasts a lot longer as well. And just chop it up, pop it in the food processor, and that's how you make fresh breadcrumbs. Easy. 200 grams of macaroni. Haven't weighed it out yet, but it's not all of that. 1 bunch of shallots. I've just got to cut them up. 1/3 cup of grated parmesan. That was also in the bottom of the freezer. 1/2 cup of buttermilk. That's in the fridge because I've had this out and I'm doing other stuff as well. 250 grams of cherry tomatoes. They're your little round ones. And a new tomato on the block is a mini Roma tomato, which is exactly what they are, a Roma tomato, but baby size. All right, that is the ingredients. Now, as I said, we are also going to need a saucepan because we're actually going to infuse the milk with some spices so that we get that flavouring through the milk. So when we cook the cheese sauce, we've got that flavouring in it. We will also need our oven on 190 or 170 fan forced. And then we need a saucepan to cook our macaroni in. We will also need another saucepan to do our, well, you can use your milk mixture, so that doesn't matter. So really it's only 2 saucepans and a large baking dish. So let's get into it because, as I said, when we do the milk, we're going to infuse it, and you actually need to let it sit for 20 minutes. So this is a good recipe to do a little bit of and then walk away and then come back, which is what I've been doing today anyway because I'm having a very lazy day. So let's get that saucepan and let's go. Okay, so first up I'm going to measure out 2¼ cups of skim milk, which is, no, I actually had it on the other side. Okay. Oh, that was good. I'm going to go up to the 2 2.5. No, I don't need to go up to the 2.5. I'll go up to the 2. And then what I'm going to do is get 1/4 cup and measure out that and tip it into there. These jugs, they're so hard to read. The numbers fade off them. If you've got a choice and you're buying new equipment, try and buy glass ones. 2 reasons. 1, your numbers are always visible, as you can see by this one here. And 2, it doesn't matter what you melt in it, butter, etc., etc., they'll always clean up. I've got these plastic ones sort of like this one. You can still read this one because it's fairly new, cheap and crappy. It just never seems to feel clean because I've melted butter in it so many times. That's why I'll refer to it as the butter jug. And the numbers fade off it. So you just end up having to use measuring jugs and put them into these. Anyway, it is what it is. Okay, so into this jug, we are going to mix 2 tablespoons of the skim milk. I forgot to tell you we need stirring sticks as well, but we'll work that out as we go. Okay, in here, 2 tablespoons of corn flour with 2 tablespoons of milk. Mix that up into a paste. So in case you're wondering, corn flour is what actually thickens things. So if you have something and you want to thicken it, you will always put a little bit of liquid and corn flour. Now in this case, because this recipe is using milk as the liquid, this is why we're using milk as our mix with corn flour. So that is, just set that aside. We also want to add the mustard powder to that, which is 2 teaspoons. I have read my recipe, but I'm just reading it as I go. All right, 1 and 2. All right, 2 teaspoons of mustard powder. Now, mustard powder is basically, obviously, mustard like you would use, but it's in a powder form, so therefore it's a lot stronger than your already made up mustard. Elastic bands break all the time. Okay, heat remaining milk and garlic in a saucepan. Okay. So I haven't chopped up the garlic, so I'm just going to chop up the garlic and then I'll return. Okay, so that's chopped up finely. So bring over your saucepan. In goes the milk, in goes the garlic, and we're going to heat this on medium until just coming to the boil, and then remove from the heat. Stir in our little bit of chili flakes, and then we're going to leave it sit for 20 minutes. So let's go do that. While we're waiting for that to heat up, I'll show you how to make fresh breadcrumbs. So basically, just grab a piece of bread, preferably white bread, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. Shred it up. Get Mr. Food Processor ready. Chuck it in. Whack on the lid. Count to about 10. Off comes your lid. And then we need 1/3 cup of these. So all going well. I think last time I measured it out, 1 piece of bread is about 1/2 cup. Yep, so we've got plenty here. So grab yourself another jug or a bowl. Doesn't really matter. I think this time I'll go with a bowl. And into this bowl, we want to add our breadcrumbs. So set that aside. And then we want 1/3 of a cup of that cheese that we've set aside. So we're sort of measuring things out and then stealing things as we go. Good work. All right. So that goes in with the breadcrumbs. Mix those about a little bit. And then just get some black pepper, crack it over the top, as much or as little as you like. If you don't like black pepper, don't put any on at all. Easy. All right, now set those aside. And let's go and see how our milk mixture is going. Okay, our milk mixture is starting to look like it's heating through. So when it starts to heat through, you then need to wait until it's almost at the boil. Don't let it boil. Remove from heat, and then we're going to put in a few chili flakes, put our timer on, and set it aside for 20 minutes. Now, these chili flakes, I've got it hot, so I don't want too many of those in there. Okay. That just started to come up to the boil. I had my back to it, naughty me, and I turned around and it looked like it was about to explode. So I've removed it from heat. Chuck in a few of these. All right, timer's on for 20 minutes, so we're just going to set that aside. Now, in the meantime, all I'm going to be doing is cutting up the shallots and weighing out the macaroni. And we'll be back when this 20 minutes is up. Okay, so I've put the water on to boil. I thought I'll just try and push ahead with it. So once that comes to the boil, we're going to put the macaroni in with it. The macaroni's in because the water was coming to the boil. The buzzer's just gone off for the cheese sauce mixture. So when our macaroni is soft, but not super soft, then we're going to add the green onions, aka shallots. So into this one, we're ready to do the cheese sauce. So I'm going to get a wooden spoon and I'll be back. Okay, so to make our cheese sauce mixture, we're going to bring this one to the boil with this in it, which I forgot to stir the rest of it in. So I've made a horrible paste here, but that's okay. We'll fix it up. This is going in with this. There we go. So we can just dunk it in like that to mix it in. In that goes. Beautiful. All right, we're multitasking now. So with the milk mixture, we are going to bring that to the boil. And once it's thick, we're going to remove it from heat. And then we're adding cheese to it. Let's check on our macaroni while we're here. Macaroni will go from that tiny little size and it will double. There are obviously different brands of macaroni depending on where you buy it. This is just the one from Aldi, which is very small. It's cheap, but it's good, so it's fine. All right, let's keep going. I'm not even going to check the macaroni because when you've been cooking for a while, you can sort of tell when something's nearly done. So chuck in the shallots. You should check it though. Just because I'm not doing it doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. Give that another stir. Okay. And just give your white sauce a stir and turn it down. You want that on medium heat now. All we're doing is we're bringing this one, the cheese, or I'll call it the milk mixture. It's not cheese sauce yet. We're bringing the milk mixture to the boil. And with this one here, We're nearly done. Bring that back up to the boil and then check your macaroni. If you're happy with the way your macaroni is, then you can remove it from heat and drain it. Okay, I just tried one piece of macaroni. It's perfect. So I'm removing that from the heat, bringing it over to the sink, and I'm going to drain it. And I'm going to lift the white sauce, the milk mixture off as well, because that's going to burn if I turn my attention away from it. Once you've drained the macaroni and the shallots back into that one, follow me over. We're going to finish making the milk into cheese sauce. Let's go. All right. So as I said, I've lifted it off because while you're averting your attention from it, it will boil and go gross. So it'll thicken up with the cheese. Okay, so into here, we are adding our Parmesan, which was everything that was mentioned, which is 1/3 cup. Now, I always like to give it a stir in between additions. And then it also told us to add 2/3 cup of that remaining cheese. So keep in mind, we've already taken from the 1 1/4 cups of grated cheese to put some in with the breadcrumbs. Some's in here, and we've got a little bit left, which I'm guessing is going on the top, but no spoilers, please. All right, so mix this in. Into this, we want to add some pepper. If you don't like pepper, don't add any. If you only want a bit, add a bit. If you want a lot, add a lot. I'm just going in between. I do love black pepper, and it seasons it really well. Once you've mixed that in, grab that 1/2 cup of buttermilk. In goes that. Okay. Now grab your pasta. Pop that over there. What we're going to do is we're going to add this cheese sauce to the pasta. Mix it all in. Okay. Mix, mix, mix. Yum. Okay. Grab your baking dish. Give it a spray. In goes macaroni. Bit awkward the way I'm doing this, but I'm doing fine. Okay. Spread that about. Yum. Top with your tomato. So if you remember, we had 2 different tomatoes. Cherry tomatoes, which we cut in half. Now, if you want to add extra veggies, I suppose you could. Normally, when I used to make this, I think I used to put peas in it from memory. I can't even remember. It was so long ago. But I must admit, I do not like the quick macaroni. I've always preferred to make it myself. Make my own cheese sauce. It takes a bit of time. Sometimes it doesn't take that long. This always used to be one of my favourite dishes because I used to have this for a while, many years ago, once a week, and my mama would always make it for me, and she always used to put the grainy mustard in with it, and it was really good. with the cheese and make it all yum. Didn't bake it in the oven though, just used to make it up. And then put your other ones over the top, just spread them around. It's a lot of tomato. You'll feel extra healthy after this. Hopefully. Okay. Beautiful. Over goes your breadcrumb mix. And then finally, that last little bit of cheese, which didn't even reach the other side. This goes in the oven for 10 to 15 minutes until bubbling and golden. I'm going to give it about 15. I'll see you when it's ready. And there we have it. Light macaroni and cheese. Thank you for watching this episode of Cooking with Violet Vixen. I hope you've enjoyed it. Don't forget, hit subscribe. You'll never miss a moment. Bye.